Good afternoon from Oslo in Norway. It's January 2nd, and as you can see behind me, we have a lot of snow in this country at this season. It's cold. We had like minus 15 degrees just a few weeks back. So in this video here, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to prepare as best as possible for your trip to Norway, especially during winter season. It's January, and in the north part of the world, like where Norway is situated, prepare for dark days. I'm in Oslo now, and the sun rises at around 8:39 in the morning, but it goes down at 3:30. So I just checked the time now, and it's 3, and it's getting dark already. If you go during winter time, prepare a lot of winter clothes, because it's very cold in this country. Snow boots is a must. Other than that, if you are bringing a car into the country, or if you're just renting a car here, just prepare for winter tires, because actually the Norwegian government won't allow any drivers to drive without a winter tire, because it's so slippery on the road, and it's very dangerous if you don't prepare these winter tires. So just be aware of that this is a snowy country, and the winter is very significant in the winter time. Like you can really see it. Like as you see behind me, it's a lot of snow here, and this is just the Oslo region. It's much more snow if you go a bit further to the north of Oslo. Another thing is that regarding car, our government try to show that Norway is a very eco-friendly country. So these days it's more common to have electrical cars or even hybrid cars rather than gasoline or diesel cars. For example, you need to pay extra tax when you exit Oslo, for example, or even if you drive in the intercity area. You need to pay extra tax just because you're driving gasoline car. Also, another cultural thing with Norway is that it's a very Scandinavian thing. For example, during lunch hour, we eat cold lunch. So we love sandwich or baguettes or bread for lunch. We don't often eat warm lunch. It's not that big of a culture in this country. I know that many of you guys may come from various part of the world outside of Scandinavia or Europe, but in Norway we eat cold lunch mostly. So if you go to a cafe or a restaurant during lunch hour, just be prepared for being served a baguette or a bread for lunch instead of warm meals. Now we just finished Christmas season, like it's January, so for Christmas we have a very big tradition. It's very important with Christmas time, and that means family time. So in Norway we eat pork belly with skin on, and with that we actually warm this pork belly in the oven for 6 or 7 hours. The skin becomes very crispy, and that's a very important thing when you eat rib as it's called in Norwegian. So that's the most common Christmas meal in the east side of Norway. On the west side you have lamb, you also have cabbage, and those two combined becomes a meal called pinnekjøtt. So we have various meal traditions related to Christmas depending on where in the country you're staying. Another thing to be aware of is that you can actually drink the water from the tap. Norwegian filter system is very good, and it's completely safe to drink tap water. You don't need to buy any bottle of water, because it's completely safe to drink the tap water. Also be aware that taxi in Norway is extremely expensive. If you book a taxi, and if you just enter the taxi without driving or even moving, you need to pay, I think the starting fee is 200 Norwegian kroner just to enter. For example, if you take a taxi from the airport to the city center in Oslo, which is basically just let's say half an hour ride, you pay, I think, 1,000 Norwegian kroner. So in other words, don't take taxi in Norway unless it's extremely essential. When it comes to prices in Norway, it's generally very expensive, especially when it comes to alcohol. Beer can be affordable, but if you want like spirit or other liquor, you need to go to a place called Vinmonopolet. We have a very much home food culture in Norway. Restaurants in Norway is extremely expensive. Like, I don't say extreme, but it's non-affordable for most people, including Norwegian. So it's a very much home food culture in our country, because it's much more affordable and you get much more for the value of what you pay. So just be aware of that. It's very safe compared to other European countries. One thing to be aware of is that if you come to Norway during winter time, you might suffer from depression if you're staying for a long time, because we have very much lack of sun up in the north here. So what Norwegians do is to take antidepressant vitamin pills. It's 3:30 and it's getting dark actually. The street lights has turned on slightly, and yeah, it just shows how early the sun actually goes down in this country. That's what crosses my mind that you should know about regarding your travel to Norway. If you have any questions, any comments, please send it to me in private. Write it in the comment section below this video and I'll answer them as soon as I can. All the questions you may have about your travel to Norway or just your curiosity about Norway. So yeah, see you guys later.